Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have what I hope will be an interesting video. I have this 2004 Mercedes-Benz C230, which with a crank no start. At first, the car has, let me read the data, almost 160,000 miles, and they already somebody else put a battery on it. That's all I know. I don't know if it was triple A or what. So I asked my manager what you want me to do. He says just go ahead and diagnose it because I mean these cars are well known, especially on this high mileage, to have starter issues. So, but I went and did a diagnosis on the vehicle, or at least a scan, and we have catalytic converter effects. Effect is insufficient, and some self adaptation problems, but that should not stop the car from starting. But if you read the list, we only have the engine control module and then the manual transmission, which is, it's just a sequentronic transmission system. And what is the rest of the car? I mean, we have to have, ignition control module and some other. I mean, it's a Mercedes, right? So we got to have a good amount of modules around here, and we don't. All right, so let me take you over to Identifix, or let me see which one I am actually using for this. So in this case, yes, as Identifix. Hopefully it's clear for you guys. So the first thing that I noticed, okay, this is the data link connector. The first thing that I noticed on pin 7, the scanner has a straight connection to the engine control module based on this diagram. These are not the originals. These are just the color wire diagrams that I usually use because they're fast to read. And I mean, for whoever is familiar with the Mercedes, I mean, you know that as go to this, click in this link, it's just forever. So I choose to use this one. And then I can see that, the electronic selector module, let me see what else. You guys can see the ETC control module, the DI control module, command operating left. So all these ones are in this bus that is connected to the front SAM and should be on pin 15 on the DLC. So this front SAM is kind of like a gateway as well for these modules. You can see then we also have in pin 12 and this one, yes, pin 3. I'm sorry, pin 9 on the DLC, pin 12 on the DNC, pin 15 on the DLC. So we have different modules communication through the front SAM, and this one is on pin 1. So yeah, that's just telling me that we might have an issue here. Let's see over the bus. This is the high bus A and B, which is also internally on the vehicle. And I open up this just with you guys. I haven't done anything except checking the wire diagrams, electronic selector lever. Let me see what else we got here. Engine control module, steering, brake booster, CAN adapter, connector behind left kick panel. Yeah, that's the shortened bar on the bottom left. On the left side of the dash, we have this other one that goes for the front SAM. But this is CAN network. Uh, Let me see if this one tells me here because some of this one is going to be A and the other one is going to be B, and that's why you got different colors. As you can see here, we got green with white on the left side, and then we got brown with red. They're completely two different networks, and it is funny that this one shows, the front SAM in here. See, front SAM module with fuse and relay. So this is part of this other network, and it's not showing me that here. But this is, again, this is an internal. Let me close this. This is a high-low bus circuit. Right front door module, rear SAM. I'm just going around looking for information that, can lead me, because we should have communication with all this. So this goes into a shorting bar that is behind left kick panel, so it's in the same place. Most likely we have another one behind the right kick panel for all of these other ones, but it is coming to this left kick panel shorting bar. Let's call that. It's a bus bar. I'm probably going to put a picture somewhere in the video around here so we can see what that looks. But yeah, so this front SAM communicates to that on this network, which it doesn't show me on here. That's why it's always good to go and see what else you got as far as communication, because in here it's showing me only these modules, and obviously it's a lot more. But then internally on the front SAM, oh, it's right here. We got the brown CAN network, computer data line, and this one is kind of funky or funny. It shows us as completely different. CAN bus adapter. Because I'm just thinking why we have only communication with the engine control module and nothing else except for the whatever manual shifting, which is weird how it was named on Hotel. Trying to put this, live, so it give me a little bit of a time to think. Green. I got interrupted by a call. Okay, so what I was thinking, and looks like everything goes through the from Sam. It's an old vehicle, so we have to. I'm gonna start with fuses in the front Sam, see if we have any water intrusion, which is very common on these cars. Right there, that's where the computer is in the front module, from Sam module. So let me put you guys in the tripod, and let's see what we find in there. Just got my lunch too, so just bear a little bit with me. I like to start with problematic areas. We have no communication with the from Sam, which we should. So I'll put this away. A very bad design to put this in here, which gets water all the time. I don't know if this is the case. It looks dry. Yeah, I don't see any water um, here. Just going visually, see if we see any blowing fuses. Not really. Let me get the wire diagram for the fuses, and then we go from there. Be right back, guys. All right, one other thing that I like just find out too is that we have to have a 200 amp fuse here. Wonder if whoever changed the battery damaged something in here. So let's take a quick look in here as well. Positive, negative, looks good. And this is the pre-fuse or fuse box in here. Let's get a multimeter. Should have done that before. Turn the camera back on. Sorry about that. A little tired. Got a little sick yesterday from my stomach. Something I eat didn't went well. Took the day off because I didn't feel well. But here we are now. You guys can see that well, right? I'm just gonna go negative and check here. 12 volts, 12 volts, 12 volts. Yeah, looks like they're all good. Hmm. So it's not the case. Just double check one more time. Yeah, they're all good. Now let's go over to the front SAM. See if we see any blowing fuses in there. Trying to start with a simple. Not sure if you guys will be able to see the meter or not. Got a ground point in here. Let me set the ignition on. And the weird thing is, even though I have no communication with those modules, I'm able to shift. At least put the shifter in neutral, which usually when you have a problem with computers or so, the shifter doesn't let you go out of park. Just checking all the fuses. Let's see if you guys can see that. I'm a little too far, right? Zoom a little. Yeah, like that you guys can see. So I'm in the 7.5 amps fuse. That's good. Yeah. Got one with nothing in here. And that's the problem with Mercedes. You're gonna have to find out what that one is. But it has no power on either one. There's a bottom 15 in here, which I'm not sure what it is yet. So far, all the rest test out good. Little hard to reach that 5 volts. Yeah, it's good. My main 50 is good. Sure, we can make good contact before we call nothing bad. Yeah, all fuses in here are fine except for that 15, which is very hard for me to see at that distance. Got a zoom glass. It's fuse 52, so let's see what that is. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm looking at the information in here. It says the fuse 52 in the front SAM. Well, check for a good fuse. Monitor the voltage on the fuse when cranking the engine. So it should be no battery voltage till we crank the car. In that case, we need to set up a test light to ground and then crank the car and see if we, by any chance, we get something in there. So let me try to set that like that. See if we get any, by chance, power there. And I'm cranking and I don't see anything. Well, the car was in reverse, so yeah, we do. So we have a no crank, but it's cranking. And I don't want to, chase a rabbit hole thinking that we have something else because the car should crank. That is a fit to the starter, and that's what the car is in here for a no start. So let me check the other side of the fuse. Mm. And I can see it coming on. So the car should crank in there. Besides the no communication, that can be something else. So this is looking like a starter situation. So let me raise the car and take a look in there. That's why, I like to start with the fuses because I might start chasing no communication that is not even there. Sometimes, especially with an aftermarket scanner, something like that can happen. I didn't try another scanner, so I just assume that we have an issue with that, and it looks like we don't. But let's figure out first why the car is not cranking, because with that signal in there, it should. That's telling me that we have a crank authorization and that the car should crank. So I have a test light that I have done for this situation. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I took the engine undercover and transmission undercover, and I have this test light that I put a 4 millimeter adapter on the front, a male adapter, so I can use an alligator for that. And I have a piercing tool that I'm going to get the signal to the starter pierce because it's very hard to get. So let's get a good ground. And before I can put this on, I need to attach it to the cable, which is right here. And on this one, it's going to be very hard to do. A lot of stuff in here. This has some metal plates around the same stud for the starter signal, so I don't have to really pierce the cable. I think I got a good connection in there. Now we're gonna see if this test light up. So let me stop and I'll be right back. All right, just lower the car enough so I can crank. So I'll be doing here is just cranking. In the meantime, I'm gonna get you guys in there. Hopefully we can see a light. And yes, we do. Going one more time. So we got a better starter. So this is one situation. Do we have any more issues? I don't know. The situation that we have in here is a no crank, no start. And I'm going to fix this first. car should crank and should at least get it cranking. I don't know if it's going to start or not with that no communication that I get with the hotel. I cannot really blame the car yet, so I'm going to order the starter and then we go from there. So I'll be right back.